He stood in her office doorway, suit slightly wrinkled, smile slightly too wide, asking for a second chance. The same man who had stolen her work, presented it as his own, taken the bonus, the promotion, and the credit, while she sat in the same chair doing the same job, invisible. Now, he needed her, and she had a decision to make. This is the story of what she chose. Let's call her Zara. 31 years old, sharp, strategic, the kind of person who sees 3 moves ahead in any situation. She had joined Meridian Consulting 4 years earlier as a senior analyst, brilliant at her job, the kind of employee who comes in early, stays late, and genuinely cares about the work. Her manager was a man named Richard, polished on the surface, the type who knew exactly what to say in every room, the boardroom, the golf course, the client dinner. Leadership loved him. Nobody looked too closely at why. Zara respected him, at first. Over 18 months, she had noticed small things, expense reports that didn't quite add up, client invoices for work that, as far as she could tell, had never actually been delivered, vendors she had never heard of being paid significant sums from the company account. She filed it away, said nothing. She was not yet sure what she was looking at. What she was looking at was Richard stealing from the company, systematically, for years. Ghost vendors, inflated invoices, commissions redirected into a personal account. Conservative estimates would later put the total at over £300,000. But that part comes later. The betrayal that started everything happened on a Tuesday afternoon in March. Zara had spent 4 months developing a client retention strategy for Meridian's largest account, a telecoms firm worth over £2 million annually to the business. 4 months of research, analysis, stakeholder interviews, and late nights. The document was 63 pages long. It had her name on every header. She sent it to Richard for review on a Friday. He replied that same evening. "Excellent work. Leave it with me. I'll present it to the board on Monday." She was not invited to Monday's presentation. She found out from a colleague what had happened in that room. Richard had walked in with her 63 pages, her analysis, her language, her recommendations, and delivered the entire strategy as his own. He had removed her name from every page. He had added his own introduction. He had taken questions from the board with the confidence of a man who had written every word himself. The board loved it. The client retained. Richard received a £12,000 performance bonus and was quietly nominated for a directorship. Zara received an email the following week thanking the team for their collective effort. Collective effort. She sat with that email for a long time. And then she opened a new document, and she started writing everything down. Zara did not storm into HR. She did not confront Richard. She did not post on LinkedIn or tell her colleagues what had happened. She went back to those financial irregularities she had noticed. And this time, she looked properly. Over the next 6 weeks, working quietly after hours, she built a file. Vendor payments with no corresponding deliverables, commission structures that had been quietly altered in Richard's favor, an offshore account number that appeared once in a forwarded email Richard had accidentally included her on 18 months earlier, an email he had clearly forgotten about. She printed everything, organized it by date, calculated the total. Then she requested a private meeting with Meridian's chief financial officer. Not her direct line, not HR, not Richard's peer group, the CFO. She brought 2 things to that meeting: the financial file and the original time-stamped version of her 63-page strategy document, pulled from her personal drive, metadata intact, every edit tracked. Her name on every single version going back 4 months. She laid them both on the table, and she let the documents do the talking. The company's internal investigation took 3 weeks. Richard was suspended on full pay on day 1, a standard procedure he assumed meant he was being protected. He was not being protected. On day 22, Richard was called into a meeting with the CFO, the CEO, and the company's legal counsel. He was presented with the financial evidence, the ghost vendors, the redirected commissions, the offshore account, £314,000 over 4 years, extracted from a company that had trusted him completely. He was dismissed without notice. His directorship nomination was withdrawn. His bonus was clawed back, and the company referred the matter to the financial authorities for investigation. As for the stolen strategy, the board was informed of its true author. Zara received a formal written apology from the CEO, a significant pay increase, and Richard's former role, which she accepted. Richard spent the following 8 months applying for roles across the industry. Nobody called back. Word travels in tight circles. His LinkedIn went quiet. His references had nothing useful to say. And then, on a gray Wednesday morning, he appeared at the door of Zara's new office. He had heard she was hiring. He said he had changed. He said he deserved a second chance. He said he had always respected her, that she had to know that. Zara looked at him for a long moment. She thought about the 63 pages, the email that said collective effort, the £12,000 bonus with her name nowhere near it. She thought about the months she had spent building the case quietly, professionally, without a single act of pettiness. She picked up her phone, dialed her PA, and said 4 words. "Please show him out." She did not look up from her screen as he left. There is a particular kind of person who takes from others because they believe they are clever enough to never get caught. They are almost never as clever as the person they are stealing from. Richard didn't lose his job because Zara was angry. He lost it because she was thorough. And when he came back asking for mercy, he found out what cold really feels like. Some people learn too late that loyalty isn't just a word. And karma? Karma keeps excellent records. This has been Served Cold. I'll see you tomorrow.
Subscribe to my channel.